Are you serious? Are you serious? We have breaking news. Reverend Gary of Kentucky just got this to me. Japan has had to scramble some fighter jets this morning after China flew some of their warplanes by the southern islands. Reports by Reuters is that Japan scrambled fighter jets on Wednesday morning after a Chinese military aircraft flew for the first time through the international airspace near the southern islands of Japan out over the Pacific Ocean in a move seen by Japan as underlining China's maritime expansion. What? We don't need this right now. We don't need this right now. Wars, rumors of wars. We don't need perplexity between nations and confusion. Ties between China and Japan have been strained by a territorial dispute over the uninhabited East China Sea inlets, and hawkish Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe won a decisive victory in upper house elections on Sunday. So Japan's defense ministry said a Chinese Y-8 airborne early warning plane flew through the airspace between Okinawa mainland island and the smaller Miyako Islands in the southern tip of Japan out over the Pacific Ocean at around noon today, July 24th, 2013, and later took the same route back over the East China Sea. Now, I believe this indicates China's move toward further maritime expansion, said Japanese defense ministers told reporters in comments carried out public broadcasting over North Hong Kong. Chinese government spokesmen were not immediately available for comment. Of course, Communist China is not going to tell you what they're doing. They're just going to go do it. The waters around the disputed islands that are in question, of course, is where this conflict is. And there's some really rich fishing grounds, and there's on the seafloor there could hold out to be some very big oil and gas reserves. And that's kind of why you're starting to see a little pushing. For years, China, and nobody occupies these few islands, but there's been some pushing and shoving going on now as the realization that there's some great fishing and potentially some oil and gas down there. So here we go. I want to thank Reverend Gary for getting that information to me. It's really getting intense. There's another story I want to throw at you while I'm at it. This happened in China. I want to thank Nick of New York for this report. 16 people are dead in China as a truck had an accident. At least 16 farm workers, mostly women, died when a truck transporting them overturned on the highway in China. Today, on July the 24th, 2013, 10 other people on the truck were injured in the accident. It's just a terrible situation taking place here. So just pray for these families of all these victims. 16 people dead and 10 more injured as a truck turned over. That's way too many people. That's way too many people on the truck. But it goes on all the time in these third world countries, I can tell you. When I was in India, it was unreal. I mean, I'd see a 66 passenger bus. There'd be 85, 90 people crammed inside and 20 guys hanging out the top, hanging out the windows. I mean, it's insane. Anyway, it goes on in third world countries all the time. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Don't miss my show today. Begins at 12 noon Eastern at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. We're going to talk about the Mideast peace agreement because there's a lot stirring in that. We'll also talk about different things taking place. I've just got a fresh report about the beams for the temple. The beams for the temple. And it was sent to me by Wayne of Canada, which I think is fascinating information. I'm going to reveal it during our broadcast today. So I'll see you at 12 noon Eastern. God bless. In Jesus' name.